Hey there! Today I am sharing some easy Dollar Tree DIYs featuring succulents. Welcome to Creative by Nature DIYs and Decor. My name is Donna. So for our first DIY, I'm going to be using this glass and metal frame from Dollar Tree along with these cactus and succulent wall stickers. I'm going to start off by getting that paper out from between the glass layers. I admit I struggled a little bit, but I did manage to get it out. And then you're also going to want to remove that sticky little tack there that they have on the paper and just clean that all up. It was quite easy to remove. So then once you've got all that removed, you can then place your glass back into place. And I am pushing those little brackets in against the glass quite tight as I don't want my glass moving around. So then for the fun part, I'm going to be using these succulent stickers and I'm just figuring out my placement and I'm going to start to stick these on the glass. Now, if you want a different look, you can use some different stickers. You could also add some scrapbook paper between the layers, but I really like just the plain clear glass. So I'm just going to add the different types of succulents and I'm layering them up. Another option would be to use a larger frame and add one of those really large cactus images. That would be really beautiful, but I didn't have a frame that I really cared for that. So I really loved this little frame and I thought these little succulents would look so cute on there. So as you can see, they're really easy to lift and layer. So if you find that you have one in place that you don't like, they are really easy just to pull up. Just be careful not to rip them. So I'm just going to continue to layer these until I get the desired look I like. Once you have a look that you like, smooth it all out and put it on display. This was so easy, but I love how it looks. It is such a beautiful piece to have in your home decor. So for the next DIY, I'm using this house with the cactus and succulent image in the background, again from Dollar Tree. And I didn't like that brown edge that it had, so I'm taking this cream craft paint that I had in my stash, and I'm going to use a paintbrush and apply the paint just to cover up that brown edge. It'll also give it a much cleaner look and a more high-end look. I really love how that looks. So now you could add a succulent just as is, but I always like to add a little touch of moss to my fun little succulent projects like this. So I'm just using some hot glue and I'm pressing the moss into place at the bottom of that house box. And then I'm going to be adding my succulent. So once I have the desired amount of moss, I then remove that clip that was on the back side of these beautiful succulents from Dollar Tree, add a generous amount of glue to the back and push it into place at the bottom as shown. This was definitely very easy to create and I love how this looks on display. This would make a beautiful gift for anybody who loves cactus or succulents. So Dollar Tree came out with these really fun light bulb terrariums, and I am going to be using again some moss and some hot glue and applying it to the moss, then pressing it onto the bottom of the inside of our light bulb terrarium. This is again such an easy project to do. Just be careful not to burn those fingers. I continue to add the moss and I just make sure that I leave a little space open so I can insert my succulent. So again, you want to pop off the clip, or depending on whether or not your succulent has that, you may have a stem to remove. Dollar Tree has so many gorgeous succulents. I really love them. So apply a generous amount of the hot glue and then press your succulent into place. So I thought these cork lights would be a really fun, whimsical touch to add. These ones are from Dollar Tree. I picked them up last year, and these ones with the stars I picked up from a dollar store called Dollarama here in Canada. But these are the ones I decided to go with. They are from Dollarama as well. You can get lights like these on Amazon. This has got a total of 15 lights on this strand, so it'll produce a lot of light and it really gives a pretty effect. So I'm just removing the top of our terrarium. Comes off very easily, and I need to place that cork battery pack on the inside of the light bulb top. I want to make sure I put it in upside down as I need that switch to be accessible. So here is where I made a mistake. So at first I used some hot glue, and then I realized that I'm not going to be able to change out the batteries, so I will show you what I do here at the end. So first I need to camouflage that battery pack. I'm going to use some moss. Yes, it will be a little bit of a tight fit going back on, but it does give a lot more of a cleaner look if you can camouflage that battery pack. So now I'm going to feed the lights into the top of the bulb, as you can see here, and I'm just going to wind those lights in and around. So now here I am going to put the top back in place, and that's when I realized that, whoops, my battery pack fell off. So I decided to use some Velcro dots. This way here you can remove the pack and change out the batteries if you need to. I'm just going to remove the backing off of the Velcro, add a touch of glue, and I'm going to put one side to the battery pack, and I'll be adhering the other side to the inside of my lid. So now it'll be a lot easier to change out that battery pack as seen here. And then you can just screw it back into place and then put it on display. This is so fun and whimsical. It would be great in a room for a nightlight or in a guest room. I love how fun this is. Okay, so for this DIY, I'm using this wood panel frame that I picked up from Dollar Tree last year, and I'm going to be using the back side as shown. I'm going to give it a paint of this cream white paint and just applying it to that rim all the way around the frame. I just gave it one coat as I wanted the wood grain to show through, and I allowed it to dry well. So next I'm going to be using my favorite preserved reindeer moss again, adding some hot glue to the back of the panel and then pressing that moss into place. I love this reindeer moss. I think it just gives it such a fun and beautiful whimsical feel to any project. I pick mine up at craft stores or dollar stores. I've even seen Dollar Tree carry it. So now I'm going to be using one of these newer Dollar Tree succulents. It's kind of an off-white with a pretty green center. I cut the stem down quite short, and now I'm going to add some hot glue and I'm going to slip a wood bead over top of that little stem. I find that adding a wood bead just gives it a bit more space to add some hot glue and then press this bead down into the moss, so I have some good adhesion between that wood bead and the back panel. And here you have a really beautiful piece for your home decor using that beautiful moss and the Dollar Tree succulents. As always, I love to know which one was your favorite by leaving a comment down below and giving me a thumbs up. Thank you so much for being here today. Check out more inspiration of some different Dollar Tree succulent DIYs to the right. Have a wonderful day. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.